There has been a huge increase in coronavirus infections in the country.
You can even see our taxi drivers are wearing masks. They are not wearing masks. They are not going to ask me to buy. You don't need to buy a mask. That starts with a Muslim family. Our family is there. They will put on a mask. You might not have symptoms, but you might be someone that will infect other people. So can you protest?
Je gaat zo maken dat je hartaanval krijgt. Steen apart, hè? Het is net een huis wat ons langs aan elkaar is.
You must have a scarf or something over your mouth today. It's compulsory.
The threat of hunger and starvation has become a real issue for South Africa because of the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic.
When we started originally, the list grew and it got to 2,000. And we said, let's cap it at 2,000 because we might not have enough resources to go beyond that. But then it continued to grow. And how do you say to someone, no, I can't give you food? And then we increased it to Feed 5,000, and that's how our campaign runs on Feed 5,000. The guys are busy packing a standard food parcel, and this food parcel should be able to last a family at least 7 to 10 days, depending on the amount of people that is in that household. I think today we are aiming to send out 150 parcels in total, which is names that has been assessed already, that's on the database, and so the deliveries will be going out. We drive into the community, we've been giving out flyers, we've been creating awareness in saying this is something that we all need to adhere to. You can see on a daily basis there's fear, there's anxiety. People are scared, I suppose, of the stigma of knowing.
We're testing here in Eldorado Park. I'm roving around, see if they're okay, if they have enough testing kits, so that we can up the testing kits according to the demand.
I encourage the community leaders when they have tested positive is to come out and tell their stories so that people can see there's no stigma to it.
Hier is 'n mask.
Dis nie ons mask hier so nie.
Die mense kom hier so, het nie 'n mask, hulle draai om.
Ja, wat heb jy word geskryf? Jy kom hier tel maar tel op jou. Ja. Sonder 'n mask.
Many people they don't buy a mask because it becomes like I can rather buy a loaf of bread instead of buying a mask. So people really feel that at the end of the day there's nothing to change the situation around them. So for them they feel that the vulnerability is overpowered them.
It's lockdown. I don't work. I'm a car guy. I look after my mother, 53 years old. She's a patient, HIV positive, breast cancer, womb cancer. My sister is 7 months pregnant.
We managed to get the community center to use it as a base, and everybody was sending in the names of people that they know that was in need. And we put a group of volunteers together. Those volunteers go out in the mornings, they do assessments to ensure that the person that has applied is a person that is in need, so there's no abuse of it. Also a central point where donors can donate into knowing that there's transparency, there's controls and there's accountability. What we decided was to bring the various stakeholders together, from the councillors to the police to your security companies, different NGOs. We're all under one umbrella as the Eldorado Park COVID-19 Disaster Forum. We've also had all our councillors and everybody as oversight, so they're not controlling the processes because they're all aligned to political parties. So we can walk over to the database, people. Okay, so this is the team that basically our administrative hub, and we can tell you how many pensioners we have fed, how many children, how many child-headed households, who was employed, who was unemployed, total beneficiaries, because it's all captured on there.
Eldorado Park is a very impoverished area, and we cannot wait. People will starve of hunger. We decided we're not going to sit back, we're not going to wait, we're just going to get started and get going and deliver food parcels to the needy out there.
We're 5 weeks into the lockdown, and only this week we're starting to hear that the Department of Social Development, they are delivering. So what would have happened 4 weeks, for this past 4 weeks, if we didn't do something as a community for ourselves? It's proven that we can, if we need to, pull together. There is a lot of good in our communities as people, and we can be sustainable.
Sorry. There's a lot of things that from our side and as a government that we need to look into. Stand there, stand there. Let's make sure we have social distance. You there? You here, Baba? Stand here. You there? You come here. We go around people and educate them about mask up and making sure of sanitizing and wash their hands every second, is to make sure that from our side, to get these people to a positive mindset. But we find it difficult. So which means we first need to feed them. And when we feed them, then is when you win them. Because automatically they start believing there's a solution. So from our side, we have needs to come up with that solutions to community. Our firstly needs is to make sure that we need to know where we're going to get our vegetables from. We need to know where we're going to get maize meal from. We in South Africa, we always hear about the budget. We hear about millions and billions and things like that, but nothing is coming forth where we can say that here is the structure, here is the plan to move forward to.
We're renovating a place. There's a family in distress. And what we've done is we've just come through and we've taken what was an old cottage and we've transformed it into what it is now to accommodate more people. I'm in construction, so I was able to take off a team from one of my job sites and just come through, do everything. Everything's new. We've been blessed in that so many people have come to the party, so many people have come to the fore. Whether it be repurposed material, whether it be brand new electrical fittings, tiles, what you name it. Everything you see here is what the community has brought for us, so that we can rebuild this place for a family that's really in need. What it does, it also just brings back a little bit of dignity for them.
We cannot just talk and ask government to do. What are we doing as a community, as a society? And this is one of the cases that came on Cheryl's radar, and she said to us, team, what do? We gave them something on that day, but when we got there, realized we need to take this family out from where they were. Because where they were not safe.
I think the COVID is not just a pandemic. It was a pandemic also for us to learn that you can do things without the help of government.
Yes. Come boys. Come here. Come boys. Okay. This is all yours, eh? This is your house.
So I also want to say to the family, welcome. Enjoy your new home. Let this new home of yours be a home of love. Be safe.
You've become part of Ward 18 now.
max out to people that's in isolation or self-quarantine, or people that are tested positive. And the reason why we're doing it is because we're trying to avoid them from going out to the shops. So we go and we basically hoot at their houses, we drop it at the gate, and we then just hoot, and the people come out and they collect their parcels. You'll just sanitize it, Damon?
Yeah.
Because it comes out of the
I think with the breakout now becoming a reality where someone knows someone that has been either affected, that is in hospital, that has died even because of COVID, the reality is taking its toll. I think personally, as well as for my volunteers, that's why we have cut down from being every day at the hub. And so we've just appointed certain teams to be able to respond. I do have a farm where I do rehabilitation for women, so food sustainability is one of the issues that I would like to promote, and that's why we teach a skill there, because in the future we have to become at least independent on our own ways of providing food for our families. And you can see people is looking at how do we create food sustainable communities. To prepare with something for tomorrow and not for today only.
Okay, let me open for you here. Come. Put one. Then close it. Close it. There's your cabbage, you see? You must water it every time. Come this side. Place it a hole. There's a pack there of cabbage. Come.
As a community, we decided, look, the resources are drying up. People are hungry. There's so much poverty. We decided to start our own soup kitchen. Amen. Where we're feeding the community. We started to take back the land in our own church.
Amen.
And the vision basically is that from the church, once this one is successful, we're moving outside the church.
Amen.
We're getting city parks involved. We're getting everybody involved to feed the community. Come back, see what it will look like.
Amen.
We trust in God that from here, that's the next step.
I always say, you know, there's beautiful plans in place. I admire our president. I admire the teams working on the top. But I've been working on the ground for many, many years as an activist. And what happens, and is said on the top, never really filters through to the ground. It takes community, it takes leaders, it takes each one of us to come on board to make a difference. We have a responsibility towards our community.
You go there. We'll come and take you now. That's my...